Hello, everyone. Welcome to our daily card pull. We are going to do a past life oracle card reading. This is a deck that is by Doreen Vertru and Brian L. Wise. This is a 44 card deck, and it talks about what could have happened in your past life. Okay, so this is the guidebook. It has pictures, it has um, short messages for each card. It shows you how to do a three card reading, things like that. Okay, so let's take a look. This is a great time to do this because we have a lot of um, energy right now, being October, November season. This is a great time where what they call the veil is thinning, and you can often connect. I always tap to clear the energy. You can often connect with spirits, family, things like that. A lot of times, family members will come in really strong right now that have passed on, and it just kind of is a great time to connect to the spiritual time of things. So, past life connection, we're going to do three card pull, three different piles. Okay, so there's going to be pile number one, pile number two, pile number three. However, for some people, you might feel that all three resonate with you and it comes out to be like one full reading. Some of you might not resonate at all. And if you don't, then that's okay too. It's not for you. I've done these before and like people have felt somebody come in and they just start crying and get very emotional because the past life reading wasn't exactly about them. It was about someone that died and they were visiting and they could just feel their presence. So take what works for you. There's no wrong way, okay? However you resonate with it, however it comes to you. It is a past life reading. So if somebody has died, they very easily can come through to say hi or hey, yes, you are correct. I'm thinking of you. Because sometimes during this time you think of people a lot more heavier than you might other times. And so if the cards resonate with that person, if you feel that energy come in, especially if it makes you emotional, definitely go with that. So we're just going to check out three pals, and then I'm going to pull additional cards for each pal, but I just want to start with one card each just to see where we start from, and then we'll pull additional cards for each pal to see what the storyline is for each card. Okay. All right. So looking at our cards, what do we need to know? What do we need to know? Pal one. What do we need to know? What do we need to know? Pal two. I don't feel like anything else wanted to come out in that poll. Oh, oh, there we go. That one I feel wants to come out. Okay, so let's take a look. So we have one, two, and three. One, two, and three. One, two, and three. Let me move that up there a little bit. Okay, so let's take a look at card one. Okay, so if you picked card one, your past life is connected to Egypt. And honestly, there's a lot connected to Egypt. When I started going down the rabbit hole of learning things spiritually, everything that I came across, I researched it in Egypt. I kept hearing research it in Egypt, research it in Egypt. And when I did, it was there it was even more and more deeper information about it. So your past life You could have been in Egypt. You you could have been connected to Egypt in some way, but Egypt is a part of this past life um, reading. Okay, so Egypt resonates with this past life reading. Your next one, galactic. If you picked two, you are you or this reading or this person is a very high energetic being. So like you are from a more advanced situation, more advanced place. You might feel like you don't belong on earth. You might have a real strong pull that things just don't make sense for to you here. Situations might not make sense to you here, and you might be pulled to always look at the sky or feel like you're just not like you just can't resonate with this earth, and that's because you are from a higher um, a higher situation, a higher energy, maybe a more divine um, perspective of things. So you could have been like, for some, I feel like this isn't for all, but just I got a message that like maybe your energy was very high and you resonated with a lot of understanding, and then you chose to come here for whatever purpose, but it caused you to have to go back down to a lower energy frequency or a lower energy functioning, I should say functioning, because I feel like you were much higher and you were living things in a much higher frequency and ability and things like that. Like maybe you were telepathic, maybe um, you were able to move things with your mind and you didn't have to use your physical body as much as you do now on earth. So like maybe you have a harder time with communication or you have a harder time understanding why things are so complicated because it's a huge dramatic shift for you when it comes to energy and frequency and awareness. Okay, looking at your next one, this one here, transportation. So your past life had to deal with, ooh, that's interesting. Okay, so the first message I got when I looked at this was smuggling slavery, like sneaking people in, sneaking people past borders or or sneaking them out of terrible situations. Transportation. I feel like you did something. You did something that was like very very important. Like you moved things, you moved people, you moved situations, you rescued people. So, one of those kinds of things, I feel like it has something to do with that. You might have even worked on the railroad in the transportation and worked with um, getting people onto the trains in certain situations to get them out of certain places and things like that. So I feel like you had a really big job, or somebody had a really big job working with um, building, moving, and protecting, and using transportation, especially the train service, to make these things happen for you. So you might have been like an engineer, you might have conducted trains, you might be really fascinated by trains, or you might have somebody that's coming in that and feel resonates with this because maybe they were fascinated with trains, or maybe they worked on trains, maybe there were stories that weren't quite told, that were hidden, and the person was a train conductor or engineer, but they also was involved with saving people as well. So um, maybe helping people get out of danger to safer land. All right, let's go back to your Egypt and let's see what comes up with this one. Okay, so food and hunger. So you might have this here comes in with like, hmm, so food and hunger. I feel like with Egypt, scarce. certain things were very scarce here. You didn't have maybe all the resources that you needed for certain things. Maybe you were required to do certain things in order to receive food, right? So being hungry may have been a lifestyle for you. It may have been something that you suffered and went through. So in this lifetime, you might struggle with food, you might struggle with eating, or you might struggle with dieting. You might have like a fear factor around food and going hungry, even though you have food in your house, you might have this fear that maybe you won't have food, kind of thing. So, like, there can be an unsettled, I feel like there's like an unsettled energy here around food and hunger. Like there's a sadness that comes in here, and there's like a control energy that I feel when it comes to this situation. So it could have just been hard times, but it could have also been that there was a control issue with the food as well, and it kind of follows you now with the situation. You could have struggled really hard with nutrition and being healthy, having healthy children. It feels like there was a really bad struggle that maybe affected your life. In some situations, for some people, this might have ended their life. Maybe they didn't have the food and they starved. So this could be a very deep connection that you have that needs to be healed around food and the energy that you get from the food, because food just isn't for our body energy wise and to keep our body going, but food is an energetic frequency as well. That's why they tell you to eat mindfully, to sit and eat your meals mindfully, and to give gratitude and thanks before you eat, because food is that food was alive at one particular time, whether it was a plant, animal. And so it is a frequency. It is a frequency. When somebody makes you something, think about it. When somebody makes you something and they love you, it tastes so good. Right. But if you make it, you're like, wow, this kind of doesn't taste as good. It's because they put the frequency of love in there. They changed it's the exact same food, but because they made it with so much energy of love, it influenced the food to taste different and to resonate differently with your body. So definitely, if you have an issue with food or around food, definitely heal that. Definitely set with food and heal that, and just tell yourself that I am safe and I am blessed and I am healed, right? And you could heal that issue around food if you had any kind of relation to food issues. Maybe you're a person that you just feel like you have to make sure everybody has food. Maybe you have to make sure everybody eats, everybody's not going without. That can also relate back to this situation of being feeling scarce, being in a place that's just scarce and not having to struggle to get your needs met kind of energy. Okay, so this one is knighthood. Yeah, exactly. I felt this coming in so clear. Okay, so yeah, I definitely feel like you were something big, something important, and with this energy, and you kind of came with this. I'm going to protect. I'm going to serve. I'm going to be what is needed, right? I don't know, maybe where you came from, somebody was like, listen, you have to do this. We need you to do this. So you were like, fine, or maybe you were the one that volunteered and said, I'll go, send me, I'll go. Um, but I feel like you have this determination. There's this energy of basically like you can solve like you have this energy where like just using it as a metaphor, if somebody gave you a boat and put you in the middle of the ocean in the dark at night, you'd find your way. Like I just feel like that's your energy. Like it just you have done it You are so much of a higher ranking a energy being that you are able to navigate this situation because you have the inner strength and the power and the knowledge. It's within you. And so like other people might not be able to do certain things that you're doing, and that's because they don't have the history, the lifetime, the original spark of what you have within you. Everybody has something different. I am not an artist, but my daughter is an absolutely amazing artist, right? But that is something that has been in her since she was little. And I know it goes back to who she truly is. So like this is your energy as well. If you hear a noise while I'm doing the readings, I don't know if my microphone is blocking it out or not, but my pug, I have a pug and she's in here with me. She doesn't like to be away from me, so and she kind of snores when she's sleeping. But yeah, this energy, you're like here to get stuff done. So you might not like small talk. You might have a hard time with certain jobs. You might feel like you just don't resonate with certain situations. Uh, you might be mixing your energy with the wrong energy, trying to help. Just remember you can't change people. You can lead a horse to water, but you can't make it drink. Okay? Just remember that. You can show people what they're capable of, but you can't make them do it. So don't allow your energy to be blocked, manipulated, or lowered. Stay on course. Stay who you truly are. Come back to self. Come back to the warrior within you. Okay. You have worked hard to get here. Don't let anything stop you. You are well protected by source, but you are well protected by yourself. Like you know how to protect yourself as well. So I you're definitely on a mission. Uh, I feel like we should say thank you because it seems like it's a very important mission, um, for the people that are here, the people of Earth, the light, the souls that need the guidance, that are just maybe the energies are just they're just so harsh that they can't find their way, and you're the light that is unbreakable, unshakable. Okay, so scribe or writer. Okay, so interesting. All right, I laughed because I had done a previous reading and writing kept coming out in that reading. So it's interesting. Okay, so I feel like there's a history with this. Maybe something that happened here needs to be put into words. Maybe it needs to be spoken. It needs to be shared. I feel like there was secrets here, like the transportation. Pay attention to your dreams. Pay attention to your emotions. Pay attention to where you're being pulled in this situation. I feel like this is history. Like it goes back to like when people were being different brought into like the United States, and people being taken out of other countries that were being mistreated and things like that. Like I feel like there's a story here, and maybe that story wasn't told. Maybe it was kept secret, and maybe there's proof of this somewhere, or maybe you're meant to write down what you remember, what you're processing, so that it can be looked into or looked up and shared. Right? I kind of feel like there is definitely like something here that has to do with the truth behind the transportation. Um, Maybe things were done and you or somebody that's very close to you was a part of that, and that history changes a lot of things. So, if something comes to mind and you feel like you need to read something or you feel drawn to something, read it, look it up. Um, if you feel like you need to write something down, write it down, write it down, and check into it, or see how it resonates with you. Okay, farming. Yeah, see, here we go again. Around food. Maybe you are a farmer. Maybe, in this lifetime you're into farming and you're into producing food and making sure everybody has food. Or maybe you feel like you need to know how to do the skills to raise food. I feel like you went from a place of like nothing to teaching yourself how to be resourceful and use your abilities to never feel hungry or without food ever. Or maybe you had someone who that was their thing, was to make sure you always had food and you were always taken care of. Okay, lessons and blessings. Yes. See, again, you got that galactic energy coming in there. You are the strength. You know what you're doing. You know why you're here, and there's lessons and blessings for you because as you do your work, as you help people with the situation, or as somebody works through this, you are receiving the blessings that you need. You are going to receive the things that you need. Just keep on course, keep dedicated. It's not easy what you're doing, but it will pay off. Like, you are stopping time, you are reversing things, you are making a difference even if it doesn't feel like it, or this person is making a difference because of the energy that they're holding. They're able to they're able to take situations and turn them into lessons. They're able to take those lessons and turn them into blessings. And this is an alchemist energy. This person, whether it's you or someone that you're resonating with, this person is an alchemist because they have seen the higher abilities. They have seen what can come out of this. They are able to move above that limitation, and they're able to do it independently if they have to. And because of that, they are taking things and turning them into lessons, and then taking those lessons and turning them into blessings, and then taking those blessings and changing reality, changing the timelines, changing life, life for yourself, life for others, life, uh, rewriting history kind of thing. Okay. And then our last one for this one is love life. Okay, so maybe this person saved someone, and or maybe they couldn't save someone and they wrote about it and it turned into like a love story. Like, maybe this is meant to be like a love story. I feel like this is meant to be like a love story. Maybe somebody was um I don't know, maybe someone was left behind or separated. That comes in really strong. Maybe if this is you, maybe you just feel this longing, like something in your life has has never quite worked out the way it was supposed to. And there's always been this like deep knowing, but not knowing kind of thing. And it persists to love, persists to healing of the heart, or like an emptiness. Maybe you have like an emptiness that you just can't resonate with. If that's the case, then that would be because there's like a lost love here. There's like something here around. But if this has to do with saving people, rescuing people, that would explain love. You spent your life, or this person spent their life saving people, creating love, and giving people a chance at love by helping them to get to situations in a different manner. So, all right, there's our past life reading. Thank you for tuning in. I hope this resonates with you, and have a great evening. Bye.